Hi, you're listening to Playing Out from the Bar. Please be aware this podcast contains strong language.
Hello, Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome to the Playing Out from the Bar Christmas special. The bar is decked out in Christmas tat. A small plastic Christmas tree is whirring away not far from me, and if that doesn't say festive joy, I don't know what does. So come in, pour yourself a drink, and celebrate a bit of Christmas with us on this shambles of a football podcast. It's not a normal episode today. If anything, it'll just be even more of a shambles than normal. Basically, this is our office's Christmas party that you've been invited to. Hopefully, it won't get quite as rowdy as some of the Christmas parties I've attended in the past. Dobby and Tracy.
But no affairs at this one.
No snogging that makes it embarrassing for everyone on the first day back after Christmas. Dobby and Trace have joined me at the table, as you can hear. Happy Christmas, boys. Trice, I'm going to come to you first. At the risk of sounding like I'm in a manager's press conference during the January transfer window, in terms of Christmas shopping, have you got your business done early, or can we expect a flurry of late activity?
No, I think you can definitely expect a flurry of late activity from me. Merry Christmas to you both, by the way, sorry. But I've been quite fortunate this year, is that Jess, my girlfriend, she's taken she's like the director of football, buying presents, really. I'm just, opening the door every day and different players coming in, odd and wingies at the door, driving from the M1. But if I'm going to do my own personal shopping, it'll be very, very last minute, to the point of where it'll be the next few days where I even start looking.
You're talking petrol station morning of?
5 a.m. at the petrol station on Christmas morning.
Well, the good thing now is that we don't necessarily need tangible presents anymore. I know it's traditional, but voucher and things like that. If they want to get in touch via this podcast, they are the godsend for people like me who are leaving in things to the last minute.
I kind of just assumed, Travis, obviously, because you've got a young family, that it would be the opposite. That it would be you would be having the most stressful experience. But it sounds like you're fairly relaxed about the whole thing, which is
that's because my director of football's been superb with that buying. I've got to be honest.
Makes the life of the coach that little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Dobby, what about you? You were struggling a few weeks ago. Is it a better picture now in terms of your shopping, or are you going to be rooting around bargain bin for a free transfer late in the day?
Yeah, no, I've got my feet up at this point. I'm just watching Sky Sports News, seeing everyone else struggle. So, yeah, I'm solid. I'm sorted. But no, my structure of Christmases has changed quite a bit over recent years. Like the transition from being a single man who was in Meadowhall on Christmas Eve, and so I think it's 2-3 years ago, Meadowhall on Christmas Eve. And I said to my brother, I'll take you with me, because he was in the same position. But you've got to do all the wrapping, including my presents, when we get home, because I'm going straight out. Because I was actually getting a train to Leeds on that Christmas Eve to go out in the afternoon. So it was Meadowhall in the morning, leave the presents for my brother to wrap, and then went out in the afternoon. And so I didn't actually see the presents again wrapped until Christmas morning. I was just glad to see that they'd all been sorted.
They made the journey.
But no, nowadays I'm a bit more on the ball. When with Rosie, I think, as I said the other week, preparations start 1 or 2 months prior to what my usual Christmas is. So I was kind of got on board with that, and yeah, it feels good. Feel very I don't know what's the word, just relaxed, content, which is different. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. What about you?
I've still got some late business to attend to. I had a bit of an incident actually earlier, because I know we've talked a lot about aggressive knocking on this podcast before, and I was actually getting a shower earlier after a run, and I heard a knock, but I thought, I'm not going to stress and get to the front door just for this. And it was such an unnecessarily aggressive knock. It was really they were trying to knock the door down. So I just thought, I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to stay here, and I'm sure they'll just leave it outside. I've actually gone down to find a note from Royal Mail saying that it's not been left outside, and it's actually now back at the collection point, which I am. I kind of wanted to park it for this recording because it was going to affect my Christmas cheer, but I've had to bring it up. So there we go.
I'll tell you what, Royal Mail have been bastards this year.
Yeah.
They're trying to put themselves ranked number 1 for worst courier service.
Yeah.
I mean, I had an absolute pain with them for a delivery I was getting, and it basically went missing. It's had to be redirected. It didn't turn up, so they had to I had to get in touch with the company to send a replacement out. But when I was looking on, I was like, I'll see what everyone else is saying on Twitter about Royal Mail, and there was literally like the live stream every 10 seconds. Someone else who was like, Royal Mail are an absolute joke. Like, they've lost this. Like, it was dispatched 21 days ago. It's still not here, and it's one of them companies as well where it's like a puzzle trying to answer the right questions either on the phone or on the website to actually get a number. So it's like, if you press the wrong thing, or you select the wrong thing, and it's like, oh, can you go online and refer to the FAQs? And you're like, no, I just want to give you my tracking number, and you tell me where my parcel is.
Yeah, the tracking number wasn't working for me either, so I'm a bit worried because that is a present for a close family member. So I'm thinking that my business has taken a hit, and who knows, I might have to be ringing up some agents trying to offload some pieces of Christmas tat closer to the deadline. But hopefully it don't come to that. Anyway, we should also mention, on a side note from Christmas, we talked about it briefly off air, Dobby, but it was the playing out from the bar derby has just been and gone. Leeds versus Newcastle on Wednesday night, which I didn't enjoy very much. I'm sure you did. Thoughts on the game?
I think for me, I enjoyed the last 10 to 15 minutes. The rest of it tends to be pretty nerve-wracking and like makes you very anxious watching Leeds no matter what, because even if you've got a 2-1 lead or a 3-2 lead, that doesn't particularly change the style of play. It very much remains end-to-end, and this year we've just been consistently poor at conceding from set pieces, so whenever a team gets a corner, there's just such a probability that it's going to go in. So it's not easy, and just always pessimistic no matter what. But I think in reflection, probably we were good for the win, and that last 10 minutes just really turned it on and just finished it off. So I'm happy with that. Yeah,
it was an impressive performance from your boys. Can't really say the same for Newcastle. So. We'll move on from that. Didn't want it. We're at risk of turning into match of the day anyway with our analysis. So
and that's it for football.
Yeah, that's it for the football this week. Now back to Christmas. So as part of this, I thought, as it's the end of the year, Christmas, it's time for reflection for many. I thought we'd do a bit of an expanded social corner this week and sort of look back at some of the best bits from 2020, and I might get you two to pick a winner. Or pick a best of from this list. We've got a glorious set of interactions to review. So first up, I'll dive straight in with one that we actually talked about a few weeks ago, I think, which was Andy Cole's predictions for the World Cup. Do you two remember this one? Which was his brilliant in-depth predictions ahead of the World Cup. So, Andy Cole's 2006 World Cup tips, I'm sure you can remember them, where he was asked for his dark horse and said, I haven't got one, to be honest. What I didn't notice was, that to follow on from this tweet, Mark McGettigan has come in with an absolute beauty of a tweet in response. He's just said, this sums that geezer up. I was at an event once where they had a penalty taking thing with a virtual keeper, and they hired Andy Cole to give people tips on taking them. As I walked up, I said to him, any tips? He just looked blankly and said, yeah, score. Cheers for that, mate. But he's still going strong in the punditry game.
He'll make a good politician, though, Andy Cole, for his answer on the World Cup predictions. Don't particularly want to commit to much, just going to not really give much away.
As nondescript as possible. Yeah, that is so true. Dobby, you've actually brought the second one to our attention for the social corner, and this is actually a clip. This is from TalkSport. Am I right, or is it Talk Radio? Alan Brazil giving an exclusive report after the restaurant he was in Marbella went up in flames. What I like about that for the medium of for the listeners is that he's actually stood in front of the restaurant that's going up in flames at the time, like refusing to move from it. He's clearly not like. I mean, I know Alan Brazil's not that worried about health and safety anyway, but just due to his drinking more than anything. But
I was gonna the best bit about that clip. So I think it's on the beach, isn't he? And then there's this restaurant literally in flames. Like it's not just a small fire; it's huge. And he's just got this like glass of wine in his hand, hasn't he? And he's just like still swilling that while it's giving a bit of a commentary on this fire that's going off in the background. So we'll have to share the clip of that because it's just it's brilliant, and it just makes it even better that it's Alan Brazil who just stood in front.
The next clip is actually a late entry into the best of 2020 because this actually only was discovered this week. But this was from Amazon's coverage of the Premier League on Wednesday night. I don't know if either of you two saw this, but they actually have like their own rival goals show for when the games are on, when they've got they're playing all the games. So whichever goal goes in, they can go to the ground at any point. This is Tim Sherwood's punditry. Tottenham and Liverpool as they head into their last minute. The game's at 1-1. Let's listen to what Tim Sherwood's got to say. I love that he's kind of like you can tell he's absolutely gutted that that's happened, but he still has to say what a header at the end.
Have you seen all the memes that have come on the back of that? You two must have seen them. Your listeners have got to check them out. There's been like Tim Sherwood saying stuff like, I'm not worried about icebergs. This this line is built to sail smoothly and stuff like that. It's just like Tim Sherwood in front of the Titanic.
I need to see them, Charles, because I've not actually managed to catch them yet.
Search them.
Just a couple more that I wanted to run through, and this last one actually comes from July, back in July, when Wigan, I think I would be fair to say rather harshly, Wigan were deducted points after a dodgy administration. David Beaumont, we've got to thank for this, came up with an absolute beauty. So he was responding to a tweet that said, basically, this was the championship with 6 games to go. None of the bottom 5 ended up going down. Just so, Wigan obviously went down in the end. But David Beaumont responded with, "Don't worry, the EFL will overturn Wigan's deduction. They have form when it comes to Barnsley. Look at Arsenal's promotion after the First World War." Angry face. And the top response to him just comes from @Jezomino, who just says, "Christ, you don't hold a grudge for long, do you?"
People don't forget.
No. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what happened to Barnsley after the First World War, but I might check it out. But I think surely the EFL don't have the same administration team as they did in 1919. That would be, and still don't hold the same grudges. That would be ridiculous. So yeah, have we got a favourite out of them, boys?
It's tough.
I think mine, just because I've seen the video, it was got to be the Alan Brazil one. But I think you got to have the video to just understand it really.
Just to understand just how close it is to that restaurant going up in flames.
Yeah.
I like the Tim Sherwood one and the memes that have come since then, to be honest. I think that's been a late entry, but a good entry.
Yeah, those memes are, but that is the joy of the internet. That's football Twitter kind of working at its best, I think. There.
I've just something that I was going to add as well. Obviously, with 2020 being an absolute stinker of a year, there's been a few things doing the rounds on Twitter of if 2020 was something. That's right, isn't it? So one of them was if 2020 was an away end, and it was a picture of the Gillingham away end. So I don't know if you've seen that, but it's it's not got a roof on it. It's like a temporary stand. That's something that you put up like a fair almost. And then another one that when I was having a look back through was if 2020 was a derby, and it was Norwich versus Ipswich.
Probably quite a lot of offence caused there for
for our listeners from Norfolk. There was one other point I was actually going to bring up, was that in October, one of these mainstream accounts tweeted, "What rivalry in football makes absolutely no sense to you?" And Alex Smith bizarrely responded with, "Leeds Manchester United. I get why because they're two of the biggest sides at one point, but I've never understood the amount of pure hatred between two sides from different parts of the country." And he's immediately been shot down with a top response that's got over 300 likes, which just says, "History not your strong point." War of the Roses, Yorkshire v Lancashire separated by the Pennines. It's not that surprising, really, is it? And I just thought that was worth mentioning, as it is Leeds Manchester United this weekend. So I wonder if Alex will be more understanding of that rivalry, perhaps now that they're actually going to meet on the pitch. Perhaps he's one of these young fans who doesn't really.
There's like 25 miles in between them. It's hardly other ends of the country, separated by a hill.
Yeah, I've actually just checked as well. He's actually responded to that. The response to him, he's come back with, "Didn't realise that Manchester identified as Lancashire. Thought Greater Manchester stood apart, in all honesty."
So yeah,
But Greater Manchester was only created like 30 years ago. It's not like an old school county.
This man needs to get a Key Stage 3 geography and history book.
Couldn't agree more. I think that's disgraceful, really. But yeah, that response to him is definitely one of the best I've seen on Twitter this week. So yeah, no, a good roundup of 2020 there, boys. I enjoyed that. I mean, I don't know about both of you two, but I absolutely love Boxing Day football. It wouldn't be the same, I don't think. I think I'm actually, in some ways, I look forward to Boxing Day even more than Christmas, just because of the unbelievable sporting programme that there is on that day. And it's hard not to mention Boxing Day football without the famous Boxing Day of 1963 results that seem to
That's around every year.
They seem to get outed, yeah. Literally, early December every year on Twitter they start appearing, and I think even big news sites and some of the big newspapers across the country have actually cottoned on to this and start posting them on their own channels. But yeah, Boxing Day 1963, if you don't know, I can't believe you don't, but 66 goals were scored inside 10 games, including Manchester United losing 6-1 at Burnley and Fulham beating Ipswich 10-1. Now, just as a quick sort of trivia point for you two, can you guess the score of the West Ham Blackburn game from that day?
I know there was like a 7-3 or something daft, wasn't there?
It's very close.
I'm
very
gonna go-
close there, Troy.
I'm going to go 6-4.
Well, the score was actually 2-8.
Oh, wow.
Blackburn getting a great 8-2 away win there at Upton Park.
Bloody hell.
You'd be fuming if you had over 10.5 goals.
I mean, just imagine the lowest scoring game of that day is Leicester Everton, 2-0 to Leicester. So they must be. I mean, if you're coming home as a Leicester fan thinking we're going to be first, we might have a chance of being high up on Match of the Day today, you'd be pretty disappointed, wouldn't you? They've got the graveyard shift there.
Yeah.
They're amongst a lot of 6-1s and 3-3s, and yeah. So that's what Boxing Day football means to me. And I also love the idea of Kevin Nolan getting booked in the weeks leading up to Christmas just to be suspended on Boxing Day.
Make sure he has it off.
Make sure he has it off, yeah.
That's a top move, that.
I mean, as I'm working on Christmas Day this year, I feel that pain. And if there was a way of getting some sort of suspension to rule me out, then I probably would. But what are your thoughts on? Do you have any sympathy for the footballers having to train on Christmas Day, boys?
It comes with the territory, doesn't it? I mean, it must be tough. And to be honest, if I was a Premier League footballer, I'd probably be doing exactly what Kevin Nolan has been doing. Scheduling your bookings if you can to make sure you've got your 10th on the 20th of December or something like that. That's a smart move. But I think, just for me though, Jack, I think it's the whole Christmas period, really, the football, not just Boxing Day. So it seems like there's lots of games on almost pretty much every day. Like, it's chaos for my fantasy football team. I don't know which game week it is at the minute. But I just love it because it's, this time last year, and my birthday's around this time as well, so it's always nice to go to like games and stuff. This time last year, a couple of us went to Scunthorpe Grimsby, which is actually today, behind closed doors, obviously. But the entire period is brilliant, I think, and there's a lot of talk to try get rid of that, but I think we should stick with it and put a break somewhere else in the season if we ever did that.
Yeah, definitely. I completely agree. It's even just seeing the Sky Sports advert, like their Christmas advert, and getting the tree in the studio and that type of thing. It all adds up, doesn't it? And yeah, I'm the same. I think if they ever got rid of it, I'd be really disappointed. And I watch the early kickoff on Boxing Day, even back when Scotland were playing on Boxing Day, even if it was like Celtic away at Kilmarnock, I'd still be up for watching it just because I'd be like, right, we've exhausted all sort of family conversation on the previous day. It's just the perfect time to just divulge in some football, really. So
yeah.
Dobby, what are your thoughts on the festive period?
Yeah, no, love it. I think, like Tracy said, it's brilliant that there's just that 2-week period of just like carnage, really, where just games on every day. And I've always typically either been off work or been off university, so for me that 2-week period is just going out a lot, catching up with friends, just really just doing a lot of drinking and watching a lot of football. So it's always a great time of year. I always think with the Boxing Day, it's always great to get to a game on Boxing Day, and it's when you're at home, that's ideal. I've had a few difficulties in the past where the fixture list has given you a good away game on Boxing Day, but I'm pretty sure it's Boxing Day where you can't go on the train. So
there's no trains.
So say if it's a good like local, because Boxing Day they try and keep them relatively like local, don't they? So if you're a northern team, you'll be put up against a northern team.
Yeah.
So you can, and there's a good chance you'll get like a bit of a derby game. But then if you get a good fixture that you fancy a bit of a day out for, unless you're gonna drive it or go on the coach, you've not got a great chance of like, well, it kind of hinders the day a little bit. So I love Boxing Day fixtures. I think I definitely prefer them as home fixtures because it can sometimes throw a spanner in the works for a good day out for an away game. But yeah, I think the whole period is brilliant. From that finishing work on that like weekend before, and then just having 2 weeks really of football.
Yeah, they still do like local derbies at non-league level, I believe. So like, because they did that for years. That was the tradition. It was you'd play your local rivals home and away Boxing Day and New Year's Day. Programs on both, and I still think at lower league level that's continued.
No, even in League One and Championship, it's the same. So
really?
For Leeds, you'd maybe get like Huddersfield, Barnsley. You've got on Boxing Day, you've got a higher chance of having a local game. What I'm saying is, like, if you wanted to maybe make a day of it and go on the train, so you could drink and stuff, you can't because you've got to basically drive it.
Yeah.
So if it means that you drive into the game, which is fine if you're not an alcoholic and associate football with getting levered. And like 90% of people, then I'm sure for that 90% of people who are listening are probably thinking like, well, why on earth you like finding that as a problem? But I'm just saying, every now and then you like to have a good booze up, and some away games are better than others for a booze up, and Boxing Day can be a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I don't know why I'm picking flaws in it because no, I'm just. So I'm more than happy with it.
They're actually, I don't know if either of you two knew this as well, but actually up until 1959 as well, they actually used to play on. There used to be a Christmas Day program as well as Boxing Day, so teams would often have to play twice in 48 hours because, like, in the days before the TV, you couldn't really
imagine Klopp.
You'd definitely be wanting 5 subs, wouldn't you? You couldn't just like slump in front of EastEnders on Christmas Day. You'd have to, it was like it was one of the rare public holidays, and you'd have to you'd want to make the most of that holiday, I guess, and get out. So it actually made a lot of sense.
I could imagine waking up on Christmas morning and being like, right, I'm off out. Touch a bit of boy. The more the better. Christmas Eve, put one on that day as well.
Yeah, why not? Let's have a trio of fixtures.
I think one thing to add on Boxing Day before we move on from it is what I like, especially at the lower league level, is there's still quite a strong tradition of probably people who don't regularly go will turn out as like a bit of a family tradition and go to Boxing Day fixtures.
That's
so
true,
I think
yeah.
if you looked at teams in League One and League Two, you'll probably see someone who gets 3,000 at home the week before will actually get that up to 4,500. And I know people back in like Scunthorpe who have that tradition and will go on Boxing Day, and I think that's really nice, and that's something I'd like to see continue really in football. It'd be a shame to ever kind of like lose that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that are home for Christmas, like that, even if they live abroad or whatever, if they come home for Christmas, then they'll often go to the game. And that's, yeah, you do get a bit of a bump in attendances as well, actually, which is good. Should perhaps move on to a little festive challenge that Tricey has sort of thrown the idea out there anyway, of coming up with a sort of 12 days of Christmas football themed challenge. So have you got the lyrics there, Trice? Do you want to go through what we're actually going to do?
Yeah, so basically I was thinking, can we tick off something football related for each day of Christmas? So for example, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. I was thinking, what about on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a prime trundle at Swansea.
Nice.
Because I love Lee Trundle.
Just to confirm, I love Lee Trundle.
Yeah.
He's goal scorer, isn't he?
Disappointed he didn't make our Icons episode, to be honest, but...
Shit, yeah. When we do lower league icons, he'll be number one. Sure, he'll be up there, won't he?
Yeah, definitely. Do you get the general gist? So maybe we go around the table.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that challenge proved to be way too hard. So instead of listen to us struggle, let's move on to the Christmas quiz.
I'm actually, as a sort of Christmas gift to you both boys, I've actually prepared a football Christmas quiz. Although I didn't want to step on Tricey's toes, as he is Quizmaster General.
No, we share the quiz. Pass the quiz, not the pod.
That's your rule of quizzes. Share the quiz. Everyone's
community.
a Quizmaster in their own right.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a bit of... It's a different style. It's, we're not just rehashing what we've done before. It's a different style quiz I've brought to the table. It's a missing men quiz from Boxing Days gone past. So I'm going to basically give you a game, a scoreline from Boxing Day. I'll run through some of the teams, but there will be some blank spaces that you two will have to fill in. Does that sound okay?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
I can tell that brimming with enthusiasm at this. So, Boxing Day 2008 we're going to go to first. There was an absolute cracker of a game. Chelsea and Aston Villa, 4-4 at Stamford Bridge. I'm sure you both remember it well. Chelsea having 2 players sent off. So, I'm going to run through the Chelsea team with some blanks and see if you can fill them in. So,
are we working together or as against each other?
Yeah, I should have really prepared that.
We'll work together. Christmas is about togetherness. So
I was thinking like first answer wins, but okay, let's work together.
Oh, you want to go against each other?
I'll tell you what.
Cooking,
Whoever names first gets the point, and
Okay.
we'll go through the teams. Right.
Okay.
Chelsea's team: in goal, Petr Cech. Right back, Paulo Ferreira. Centre back, Ricardo Carvalho. Other centre back, blank.
Ooh.
Alex.
You just say
Tricey's gone straight in, and he's taken the point with Alex. That was a stunning
fastest
guess.
finger first.
Bloody hell, Trice. That's
We should be working together, Dobby, but you're going to get absolutely schooled. Come on, next.
oh no.
Merry Christmas. Left back, we've got Ashley Cole to complete the back four. Michael Essien in midfield. It was actually a midfield diamond, I believe. So we had Michael Essien, Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, and who is the missing midfielder?
Balak.
Who actually came in? Was that you, Dobby?
Me, Balak.
Okay. I can reveal it's not Michael Ballack. So does it pass over? I suppose in a fair world it should pass over to Trice now.
Maluda.
Oh, cracking guess, but
No.
no.
Oh. Deco.
It is. I mean, do you want
Am
to
I
keep
thinking
guessing?
too late? Deco?
No, Deco's not a bad guess, Dobby, but no, incorrect. I believe he signed the year after, potentially. I might be wrong.
We'll
Try.
we'll have that as a draw then. Go on.
Okay, the correct answer for that one was Salomon Kalou.
Oh, of course it was.
King Kalou. Now up front,
What's
I've
he
actually,
doing in a diamond?
yeah, I did think that actually. He wouldn't have played. Would he have played at the tip of a diamond? Maybe. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't trust him down the middle.
No. Fair point. Well, this is perhaps why Chelsea drew this game 4-4 and we're in absolute shambles for the best part of it. Up front, I've left both blank because they're both quite tricky, but see what you can do.
What year is it, Jack? Sorry.
So this is Boxing Day 2007, or is it 2008?
Andrei Shevchenko.
Yeah, I was going to say Shevchenko.
I'm actually going to just check now if it is Boxing Day 08 or... yeah, Shevchenko is correct.
Oh, bollocks. I was going to say him.
So, is that a point for you, Trice?
Yeah.
It was 2007, sorry. Boxing Day
Drogba? Well, it's
2007.
not going to be Drogba, is it? But
No,
guess.
Drogba's incorrect, Dobbs. I believe he was injured.
Good
for this
Johnson.
game. No.
Is that too late? My years have just gone, you know.
It's
prior to
2007 to 2008. I believe by this point Mourinho's already left and Avram Grant's in charge.
Right.
Anelka.
Oh, cracking guess.
Pizarro.
But no. Yes, Dobby comes back roaring back with Claudio Pizarro. Superb guess, that, Dobby. That puts you at, I suppose, is that 3-1 to Trice? Oh, no, 2-1 to Trice after the first team. Okay, Aston Villa.
Aston Villa.
Scott Carson in goal. A back four of Ulf Melberg, Martin Lawson, Blank, and Wilfred Boomer. Or Baumer.
Bloody hell, this could be tough, couldn't it? Stephen Warnock?
Cracking guess, but no.
Richard Dunn.
Not even on the bench, no. Think like sort of player who
positions he playing,
might
sorry?
have made it into our, I don't know, sort of...
Oh,
miss
Hutton.
list. No.
Is he centre back?
Yes, he's a centre-back. But he's just like a funny footballer. I can't
Ron
describe
Vlaar?
why. He's just funny. Like, his off-the-field antics are funny. No, not Ron Vlaar.
My mind's blank.
Off the field antics are funny.
Oh, Jolyon Lescott.
Oh, no. Good
Robert?
guess.
No, it's not. Robert Hoof didn't play for Villa, did he?
Well, he's not the... correct
No, he
answer.
didn't play for Villa. I just thinking off
Mickey
the field
Richards.
antics.
No. Do you want me to guess? I feel like I'm going to have to give you this one, boy.
Go on,
Yeah,
yeah.
go on,
Go
give
for
us
it.
it.
It was, of course, Zat Knight. Big Zat Knight playing centre half. So
That makes sense.
let's do some more characters to come in this Villa team. They're quite a characterful team, I guess. Sean Maloney was on the right wing.
Bloody hell.
Then we've got a midfield two that are both blank, and then Ashley Young's on the left wing. So who are your guesses for the midfield two? To be fair, they're not that. How would I describe them? They're both
Gareth Barry.
They're not obvious. Yes, Gareth Barry is correct.
Petrov.
Oh, good guess, but no.
James Milner.
No. Some good guesses there, though.
No, not him.
This one, I'd say again, a bit like that night, more of a character, some funny stories about him.
Is he
Lee Henry.
Swedish?
No.
Is he Swedish?
No, I was saying no to is he Swedish. What was the... Did Tracy say something in the meeting?
I said Lee Henry.
Oh, Lee Hendry, no. Sorry, Tracy. He is a character, though. Bloody hell, we need to get Lee Hendry on the podcast or something. Reminds me.
I'm gonna have to. I'm struggling on this one after Barry.
All right, I'm going to have to give you this one, I think, boys, then. It was, of course, Nigel Reo-Coker. So we're at I think
You forget about these players.
my
You do,
maths
don't
now,
you?
we're at two. You've both had two correct answers, and we've had three unanswered. So
Yeah,
so this last one will put someone in the lead for the next game. So who was up front with Gabby Agbonlahor that day?
John Carew.
Oh, straight in with a correct answer. Superb work. Well done, Dobbs. So that is 3-2 to you.
Well done, Dobby.
Have we got
Is
any
that-
funny stories about? I swear there was a funny story about John Carew back. Did he go out with some celebrities or?
Yeah, I feel like there's been a few funny stories about him. I
Yeah.
can't think of them.
I
off
think
the
he
top
went
of my
out with
head.
Alicia Dixon, but I'm not sure what the story was. But yeah, anyway, John Carew is the correct answer.
He
So,
was a strange one, wasn't he, on his day, John Carew? Like he was
could be
unbelievable, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At some points.
Big. He was like a seriously big player, big unit up front. Good guess. So he actually scored, I think, that day as well. I did have two of these more prepared, but I think probably one more will tie us over. So the next Boxing Day classic I've got is Bolton's 4-3 victory over my own Newcastle on Boxing Day 2002.
This would be tough.
Now, this is because, we all have a bit of love for that sort of mid-noughties Bolton team, or early noughties Bolton team.
I can't remember it now.
But I felt okay bringing Newcastle in, even though it was a defeat, because we actually did all right this season. So anyway, Bolton, they started with UC Escalainen in goal.
Mm-hmm.
A back four of Charlton, Bjergsen, Whitlow and Barnes. I can't actually remember the first names of Whitlow or Barnes. I don't know if either of you two do.
No.
No.
Anyway, midfield, JJ Okocha, Yuri Djorkaeff, but who were the other two?
Ivan
partners in
Campo.
midfield?
Oh, that's not fair. I've said that.
It's not Ivan Campo.
What now?
Yeah, I think he actually signed the year after, maybe.
Nolan.
Oh, Kevin Nolan came off the bench.
Joey Good Johnson.
But the thing is,
Did
with
he,
Kevin,
did he play for Bolton? Have I made that up? I think he might have played for Villa. Who did he play for?
he's not on the team, Dob.
Oh,
But
right.
Kevin Nolan was actually a good guess, but I don't get this because he came on this in the 66th minute. But why was he not taking the day off? Why was he not suspended at this point?
That's
Perhaps
a
he
valid
brought it in
point, yeah.
Later in his career, maybe. But it's not Kevin Nolan. So we've got two. I think they're wide players, these two, and I'm guessing a Cochran
Matt
and
Taylor.
over down the middle. No, good guess though, Dobbs, but no. Oh, even Campo was on the bench that day. He was at Bolton, but he was.
So you've got Djorkaeff already, okay.
Djorkaeff and Okocha, I've said. Two blanks.
Was there someone
Matt
Pedersen?
Taylor.
Pedersen is in this team, Trice. And to be fair, they might have been playing like a 4-5-1, but he wasn't one of the ones I blank. I was going to come on to him in a sec, so.
Oh, this
sorry.
is.
I feel like I've robbed you of a point there because he was in that team, but that's my fault.
These are tough, these two wingers.
I think
you might have to put us out of our
one's
misery.
gettable.
One's gettable. Can you give us a clue for the gettable one then?
Okay, sweet left foot, pace at Bolton for virtually that whole decade. Or
Gary
certainly while
Speed?
in the Prem. No. I only know he was there that long because he scored against Newcastle in 2009. He actually scored in this game as well for
Pacey.
trivia fans out there.
What nationality?
Jamaican, I believe.
Oh.
I'll tell you
Go
what,
on.
you're not going to get one of these. I'll give you one of them. The one you're not going to get, I think, is Per Franston.
Nah, no
I wouldn't
chance.
have got there.
And the other one, does anyone
Can't
have any
think.
late guesses, or shall I give it?
Give us
Jamaican. It's not your. No, because Ngotti was right back, wasn't he? So it's not him. Jamaica. No, go on, give us it.
It's Ricardo Gardner.
Oh,
So then we've got Henrik Pedersen on after him, and the final missing man for Bolton, the striker.
Davis.
No,
Ooh,
still 3-2 as well, so this could be a crucial one.
it's got to be some big fella on it.
Oh, Ricketts.
Yes, well done, Charles
yeah.
Friel.
Good answer.
I was literally looking at the ceiling like, come on, come down at me. Which one is it? Give me a name from Bolton, 2002. And the footballing gods just put Ricketts on my tongue.
So 3-3, one more team to go, and it's Newcastle of 2003. So we had Shay Given in goal, a back four of Andy Griffin, Andy O'Brien, Stephen Caldwell, and a missing man.
Can you
Say the
repeat
back-
those three?
Yeah, please.
Andy Griffin was at right back, Andy O'Brien and Stephen Caldwell were at centre back, which is weird because
Celestine Babayaro.
Oh, no, good guess though.
Olivier Bernard.
No, he did play a lot that season. It should be Bernard. That's why I put it in. It was a trick question. I assume he was injured that day. I'll give you a clue. A lot of international caps. Played international football for a ridiculously long time.
He can't be English. God, I don't know. I don't know where Dob is at here.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
Only for time purposes, I might have to.
Yeah,
rush this
I'm not going to get that.
So it was Aaron Hughes.
Yeah.
A midfield of Nobby Solano, Kieran Dyer, Gary Speed, and on the left wing,
Lauren Robert?
Yeah. I mean, you both sort of said it.
We
at the
both
same
said
time,
it, yeah.
So
I think
I'll
we both
give you that
got
as
that.
a draw.
Yeah.
So that means it's all down to this last missing man. Oh no!
I think Trice's one up, isn't it? Oh, is it draw at the minute?
It's
No, it's a
3-0,
draw.
yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, it's down to this.
3-3. It's down to this last one, and you're gonna have to be fast because you're both gonna get it. Fastest finger first. So up front for Newcastle was Alan Shearer and
Shoulder on me over.
No! Yes. Craig Bellamy.
It was shoulder on me over. No! So I have to give it to Tommy.
Oh, that would have been my answer as well.
I know. I knew you were going to say it as well, Troy.
Was I too quick? Was I too premature? Did I?
You
I didn't mean to
you
jump
were
the gun.
very quick, Dobbs, but I probably should have refereed that better.
Yeah.
It's my own fault as quizmaster. See, Tracy makes it look so easy when he's hosting a quiz, but it's actually very difficult.
I'll accept defeat. Well done, Dobby.
Yeah, well done, Dobbs.
I don't want to take defeat now.
Players on
I don't wanna
Boxing Day better than me.
I don't want to be a cheat in that final answer. I knew he was going to say Shearer, so by the time he'd even just said Alan, I just said his name, so we'll call that a draw.
Dobby didn't want to work as a team, wanted to go head-to-head, then didn't want to win, and then called it a draw.
Yeah, we'll call it a draw.
But good to see the spirit of Christmas lives on, boys. Well done. Well played.
Obviously, it's been a really difficult year for everyone, I think, this year. So I just want to take this opportunity to wish everyone who's been listening and supporting the podcast so far a very Merry Christmas. Have a happy and a safe one. And just, enjoy it as much as you can. That is it for part 1 of our Christmas special. So thanks for listening, everyone. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We are actually going to be back just after Christmas. This is going out before Christmas, but we are going to be back after Christmas with part 2 of our Christmas special, which will also include our first guest in the virtual bar. So we're looking forward to that. But for now, that's it from me. Have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the other side.
Are you hanging up your stockings on the wall? It's the time that every Santa has a ball. Does he ride a red-nosed reindeer? Do a turn up on a sleigh? Do the fairies keep him sober for a day? So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just begun. Are you waiting for your family to arrive? Are you sure you got the room to spare inside? Does your granny always tell you that the old songs are the best? She be up and rock and rolling with the rest. So here it is, Merry Christmas, everybody's having fun. Look to the future now, it's only just